Hey, my name is Allison, and I want to talk with you today about self care simplified. In a world where we often think of self care as getting that mani pedi or eating our favorite chocolate or maybe binging on Netflix, I have some other pieces of the puzzle that I want to give to you today and talk about. So, I am a star leader with Young Living Essential Oils. Essential oils as part of everybody's wellness journey is something I'm super passionate about. And so I'm going to keep this to 10 minutes today, but I'm going to give you some suggestions for essential oils that can support 4 different areas of your true self care because we have to take care of these bodies that God has given us, the souls that He's entrusted us to, so that we can be the best version of ourselves possible and share our gifts with the world. So here are the 4 categories that we're going to talk about today. First, we're going to talk about rest. We're going to touch on nutrition. We're going to talk about exercise, and we're going to wrap things up by looking at mental and emotional health. All 4 of these categories are really important when you want to talk about taking care of ourselves. All right, so did you know that when it comes to rest, and sleep and relaxation and calming, that it's just as important to do well in this category as is nutrition and exercise. But a lot of times we overlook that, or we forget it, or we live in such a busy, crazy, hectic world that we overlook it. But it's so super important. And so here are 4 oils that Young Living produces that will help you in that category. Lavender. That's a really common one, but it's awesome. Think of it as the Swiss Army knife. Has so many uses in the essential oil world. Stress away, exactly like the name sounds, and it smells like the Caribbean, which is awesome. Frankincense, this is one that should be a daily part of everybody's arsenal. It is an excellent oil with very many beneficial properties. It's probably been one of the longest used essential oils if you think all the way back to baby Jesus time, right? The 3 wise men, that was one of the gifts that they brought. And then finally, peace and calming is another Young Living blend of essential oils. And again, it is what it sounds like. And you can see just by the name why it would be beneficial to that, to your sleep, calming, and relaxation self-care. These are all oils that are going to support that rest and relaxation that our bodies are designed to need. Now, nutrition. We all know it's important to eat whole, natural food that's good for us, when possible, organic. And if you want to help your body as it processes that really good, healthy food for you, you can use oils like lemon, which are known for its detoxifying elements. You could use copaiba, which is a really nice one. Actually, there are moms who use copaiba on babies' gums when they're teething. Thieves, that's such a good immune support. If I had to pick one essential oil to use and only one for the rest of my life, thieves would absolutely be the forerunner. Digest, like the name kind of sounds, it's going to help with digestion as it's moving things through, as your body is moving those foods through your system. And then Ningxia. This is one of my favorites. And I said that thieves would be my top choice, but man, Ningxia would have it'd be really neck and neck there with thieves. Ningxia is actually a supplement made from a wolfberry puree, super high in antioxidants, which is good to help us fight the free radicals that our bodies are exposed to every single day. And it tastes delicious. And personally, for me, what I've noticed the most is stable energy levels. I'm not crashing mid-afternoon like I used to, and all it takes is 1 to 2 ounces per day. So there are my, let's see, that was 5 suggestions for nutrition and ways to support that area of self-care. Next up, and you'll see I'm referring to my notes because I want to stay on track and I want to honor your time today. Next category, exercise. Some people, they either love it or hate it, or it's, and it can be hard to fit in. But listen, our bodies were made to be in motion. Me personally, I enjoy walking and yoga, but maybe you're a runner, maybe you're a cyclist, maybe you're somebody who just enjoys running around in the backyard with your kids or taking your dog for a walk. Whatever it is, these bodies were designed to be in motion. When they're in motion, that puts our bodies under appropriate stress, because there are good forms of stress that causes our bodies to be able to function optimally. Oxygenates our bodies, keeps our muscles nice and active, which means we're going to be able to use them for a really long time. So exercise is important. What are some ways you can support your body in motion? One of them, lemon and peppermint. You need a little pep in your step. Lemon and peppermint are amazing, right? The other thing that happens when you exercise is you sweat, and sweat is one of your body's primary means of detoxifying. And you remember I mentioned Lemon has detoxifying elements to it. So support that detoxification. Peppermint is just going to invigorate you. Now, you can also diffuse. We talked about that. You have a diffuser. It gets dispersed into the air. There's a blend called Raven, and it's really good for opening up airways and supporting breathing. And why is that helpful with exercise? Because we want to oxygenate our bodies. And then another one to use would be post-workout. So a nice little, actually getting out there and moving your body, Panaway. It's really good if those muscles need a little bit of TLC. I personally love Panaway. I leave it on my bedside stand to use whenever I have some muscles that are like, whoo, we worked today. All right. And then finally, let's touch on the category of mental and emotional health. There are 3 specific oils that I'm going to recommend in this category. 2 of them you have already heard. And this is because essential oils have so many versatile uses. All right. So frankincense. It is known to be associated with feelings of grounding. And we could all use a little grounding some days in the midst of the crazy, right? Stress away. I talked a minute ago that some stress is actually productive for us, but most of us operate in a zone of stress that is no longer productive because it's too much and it almost paralyzes us. Stress away is another essential oil. It's a blend that's formulated specifically to help support your stress and how to and managing it. And then finally, valor, because where's another source of stress that comes from us when we're anxious about something, when we're kind of dreading something or anticipating something, and it can be hard to kind of pull ourselves up and do it. Valor is known as liquid courage, and it's a really excellent oil. Now, you might be thinking, how in the world can oils do that? Well, let me get a little sciencey on you. Oils, because they're aromatic, can be filtered through our limbic system, and our limbic system is going to help us with is the part of our system that's connected to emotions and feelings. And so our it's the quickest way to get that connection to our brain. And I'll just leave it at that. It's super cool. You can learn more. Maybe I'll do another video on how it all works, but just to give you a little teaser there. Now, I want to tell you a couple of things. First of all, there are some rules when it comes to essential oil usage. One, they never go on our eyes. They never go directly into our eardrums. It's not a safe practice. If that were to happen, use a little coconut oil, olive oil to help draw the oils out, okay? Citrus oils can make us photosensitive. So if I applied it to my hand and then went and sat outside in the sun for a while, it could not be so good for my skin. So if you apply them at night, you'll sleep through the usage of them, and then you'll be good to go. All right. Citrus oils are also detoxifying, as I mentioned. So you never want citrus oils in plastic or styrofoam because it's going to leach the chemicals out of those because it's detoxifying that cup, but then you're going to be consuming them. So that's always a no-no. And then with children, always dilute. Okay. It's not going to make it less effective. It's just going to slow the absorption rate, which is going to be helpful to see how you're they might react to that particular oil, okay? Or if you're trying to cover a large area, it's also really helpful to dilute with a carrier oil. V6 is one that Young Living produces, coconut oil, olive oil, any of those fatty kind of oils. Now, the other thing I want to touch on in the last minute and a half that I have until we hit that 10-minute mark is quality matters. If you're going to take care of yourself, use the best products available. And I am a firm believer that when it comes to essential oils and essential oil products and supplements, Young Living has no competitor. They simply are the highest gold standard. They have something called the Seed to Seal Promise, which means from the very beginning to the very end, when it's delivered to your door, you know that what you're getting is of the highest quality. That's because the soil that these plants are grown in have not been touched by chemicals in 50 years, okay, at least 50 years. And the entire process of distilling the oil from the plants is done with absolutely no chemicals at all. Every farm, whether it's owned directly by Young Living or if it's a partner farm, they are all held to the Seed to Seal quality standard. So you know that you can trust it. If you're interested in learning more about the company, super easy to do by going to youngliving.com, and you can learn more about their practices. Now, in the description comments, you will see there's a link to what we call the premium starter kit. So if you're like, okay, I want to give these essential oils a shot with my self-care, there's a simple, easy button you can push, and it's buying a premium starter kit. The cost is usually around $160. It gets you a diffuser, 12 oils, all of the ones that I mentioned today in this video, plus a couple of Ningxia samples, thieves cleaner samples, and resources that will help you make the most out of these oils. So go ahead and click on that link, check everything out. Email me at allison@bixby.us and I'll answer any questions you have. That's ALLISON at BYXBE.us. Have a great day.